Hi friends, Shannon here. You know me as Cards by Shannon Lee. I am here today to share with you a bunch of new Spellbinders releases for June 2026. I also am doing this is the largest giveaway I've ever done. And if you've ever seen my giveaways where I do bundles of craft supplies, I give away over $200 worth of craft supplies. This one blows it out of the water. This one is so huge. It is 15.5 pounds of craft supplies, and that includes 2 kits that include 9 stamp sets, 7 ink cubes, embossing powder, and Daniel Smith watercolor sampler, 16 additional stamp sets that 2 have coordinating die sets, 18 stencils, 24 die sets, 27 embossing folders, 7 hot foil plates, 10 packs of pattern paper, 5 pastes for using on stencils, 8 full-size ink pads, and 1 spritz, distress spritz. I think the color is Fire Brick. I thought to use the red color that I have because Christmas in July, you know, we got to celebrate the Christmas in July, so I went with the red. Anyways, in order to win this huge giveaway, and if you stay tuned to the very end of this video, I will show you all of the stuff that I'm giving away. But first, I'm going to show you the new releases from Spellbinders. Those are not giveaways. Those are just samples that I'm showing you of the new products. But in order to qualify for the giveaway, you must like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what is the card sample that you would like me to recreate in a video. Subscribe to my email list. There is a checklist in the description box below that will show you all of the things that you need to do and links to each thing. Complete the entry form. That's in the description box. And you have to collect all the secret words throughout this video. Now, I want to tell you that your chances of winning, this is not a guarantee, but based on my previous giveaways, the most I've ever had, the most entries I've ever had is 100. So it's approximately 1 in 100 chance that you win. The least amount of entries I've had was a recent giveaway I did. I had only 5 entries. So go ahead and watch this video, collect all the secret words, do the checklist of all the things that you have to do to qualify to win, and you could win that 15.5 pounds of craft supplies that I'm giving away that I just described. Okay, let's start out with the new Spellbinders products. This is the Serenity Gardens release, and this first one is a primrose. Here's my sample of the primrose. You know what, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. See if I can do this slowly so I don't give you whiplash. Okay, here's the sample of the primrose that I did, and now these, the Serenity Garden release, are flowers that are meant to be the 3D flowers that you give all the dimension, and you can use special paper, or you might want to use a thicker cardstock when you're creating these flowers, because you're going to work that paper and to give it the dimension. And see, these are really firm because I add water to the paper, and when it dries, they're really firm. I don't put these cards in envelopes. I put them in boxes when I give them away, and I usually give them away in person. I don't send them in the mail because it's just too much postage, and I usually make these for very special occasions. So this is the primrose that I've created, and I just did a little splatter in the background, gave it a couple of mats, and did a yellow flower with the green leaves. And next we have the, oh goodness, I can't even pronounce this, Astrantia, I don't know, Astrantia. And this one, I love this because it has all the little blossoms in the center, and then I use a couple of the leaves from the poetic foliage. I think these ones here are the leaves from the poetic foliage, and these ones here come with the Astrantia, or that flower. Okay, so, and let's see, we have one more. Oh, I have 2 of this set. Okay, well, I'm going to include one of these in the giveaway because I did not realize I have 2 of those. Okay, finally we have the tassel flower and ladybugs. And I didn't use a ladybug on this, but I did the tassel flowers, and these are just beautiful. They remind me almost of dandelions, the way the stems are. And I did just a lattice type background, ink blending around the first mat, and then just a white and a black mat to follow. And that is the Serenity Garden release. If you're interested in learning how to create these flowers, if you would like me to recreate one of these cards in a video, leave that in the comment below. Otherwise, you can follow Susan Tierney Cockburn on the Spellbinders YouTube channel, and she has detailed how to recreate those flowers. And she does a great job of explaining how to add the color, how to get the dimension, everything, and how to use each of the dies that are in those die sets. Okay, next we have the storybook illustration, and this is by Josh Griffiths. And here's the stamp set that has all of the sentiments. I'm trying to not give you the glare. And it says Words for the Wild. I'll read a few of them. We have Off to Great Places, Wild at Heart, Where You Go, I Go, Days Like This, Living the Dream, Adventure Awaits, Safe Travels, Happy Trails, Be Free, So Proud of You, Let's Get Lost, and a few more. And so I have 2 cards that I created. Now let me show you these. I forgot to take my, I've got my masks on top of the die sets. Give me just a second here. Okay, sorry about that. Had to remove my masks from my stamp set so you could actually see the stamps. But first we have Wild Friends. Now this stamp set has all of the critters that you would find in the wild. We have the bears, the possum, the hedgehog, a hummingbird, a beaver, fox, raccoon. We have actually 2 raccoons, 2 rabbits, squirrels, a mouse. All right, did I already say a deer? And this deer is a doe, but you also have the horns that you can create a buck. So there's that stamp set, and I'll show you the 2 examples of the cards that I created with them. But this is an outstanding stamp set to have if you like to create outdoor scene cards. It's called Into the Wild, and here we have all of the outdoor elements that you can create a scene. We have a log cabin. We have these are like a rocky cliffs and trees, all different types of trees. This looks like a mini birch tree or oak tree, and these branches here are smaller trees. Then we have these pine trees here. We have logs, more branches, trees and bushes, more bushes, rocks, another tree. I hope you're able to see this clearly. But this, I am absolutely in love with this stamp set. And what I did was, when I made these 2 cards, let me lay these out for you, is I created masks for all of the elements, and they were really easy to fussy cut. And this is coming from somebody who hates fussy cutting. So I created the masks, and then when I'm done with the masks, I just put them on my stamp set. And anyway, so I do a mask for all of the elements, and then I did the ink blending of the grassy area and then the sky separate, and then I did some Copic coloring over that. So those are the 2 cards that I created with those 3 stamp sets, and I am just absolutely in love with this release. And then see, here are the masks that I have for my animals. Just keep those on the stamp sets. I'll give you a closer look of this card. These bears I'm in love with. And then the fox is so cute. I'm not good at coloring raccoons. Every time I try, I just get the colors wrong, but he's pretty cute, even if he isn't colored. I'm not an expert Copic colorist by any means. Okay, next. This release is so fun. Okay, let's make sure I have just the items from that release. Okay, so I love, and I am just an absolute huge fan of the primitive or the prim type of country accents. This is called Whimsical Village, and it has these houses, these little curved, wonky houses that I'm in love with. They remind me of the salt box houses that you see in the prim type decor. And so I created this card using the whimsical houses. Also, then we have village companions, and you have the sun, moon, the clouds, and the cat and the dog. And I used both the cat and the dog, the sun, and the clouds on that. And then I also used the whimsical skies. Let's see if you can see. Nope, that does not help. Let me get a plain piece of white paper. Just a second. Come on, cooperate. Here's a plain piece of white paper, and you see how it's got these little swirly cloud type background on that. I used that and cut that out of a circle and did my little wonky houses kind of arched around the circle. And sentiment, the thinking of you, and the happy new home. I have no idea where I got those from, but I didn't save that with the sets, so I can't tell you where I got them, but I did the same thing, and this is just a night scene, and I used the moon and the clouds with that, and the fence come from the whimsical houses. Yeah, the fences come from the whimsical houses, and just love those wonky little houses. Okay, this is part 2. This is called Classic Road Legends 2.0. Now, I don't have the full release. There's another hot rod car in this release that I don't have, but this is called Sedan Street Cruiser, and I created kind of a pink car to go on my card, and I forgot to put my sentiment on there, but I will get to that another time. So here is the Sedan Street Cruiser, and let me show you. You have all of the, these are the instructions that I printed off the website for what all of the pieces are and how to assemble that. So this is all the dies that come in that set. And there's also, for the background, the highway horizons, and you have this sweeping road that comes up the middle of the stencil, and the rocky cliffs or rock formations, and the sun, and the cactus, and the dirt, little dirt mounds along the side of the road and in the background. And so I did that with my card also, but I did it as a night scene, and I created, instead of a sun, I created a moon. And then also in this release is the Road Trip Adventures Sentiments, and this is a stamp and die set. So it has, you know, the Route 66, a postage stamp, cancellation, little wavy lines, and the road trip mail cancellation stamp. Then You're Built for Greatness, Fueled Up and Ready to Celebrate, Friends for the Long Haul, You Bring Sunshine to Every Stretch of the Road. So we're going to make our first secret word is going to be road. R-O-A-D, road. And, oh, another fun one. Let me grab that blank piece of paper because I want to show you. This is a, you know what, I think I'm going to take it out of the package this time so we don't have such a glare from the plastic. If I can get it out. This is a embossing folder and die set. I didn't use the die. The die is for the hummingbirds that are on this embossing folder. And let's see if we can get a good view of that embossing folder, and it has these large floral sprays and the 2 hummingbirds. And what I did in my sample is I embossed the entire panel, and this is a 5.5 by 8.5 inch embossing folder, and I did the blackout technique on this, and it just turns out so pretty. And I'm thinking of maybe just framing this and putting it in my craft room because I love it so much. But if you would like me to recreate this, just in the comment below, mention the Hummingbird Garden embossing folder blackout technique. And so here I wanted to show you this is just a A2 size 4.25 by 5.5 inch panel that I embossed. And then here's another one that I did a blackout technique, and I used a different kind of watercolor paper on this, and I don't like how it came out. And I accidentally used a small cube to do the blackout covering the background, and I got a lot of it on the hummingbird, so I don't really like how that one came out, but I am very happy with how this turned out. It's very, very eye-catching to me. Okay, next we have a Better Press plate, and this is from It's called Happiest Place, and I believe this is from the Classic Mouse Wedding release, and it has, let's give you a close-up, all the mouses, the girl mouse, the boy mouse, you can call them Mickey and Minnie if you'd like, hearts and little starbursts in the background, and there we have the mouse giving the flower, mouses jumping for joy, jumping around here, and it kind of repeats over the Better Press plate. And so what I did was I used the Steamboat Willie Duo die set to create the boy and the girl mouse on my card, but if you see in the background, it's really subtle, the Better Press that I did, and I just used some a monochromatic background. I used a similar color ink to the paper that I used to get that monochromatic background on this panel. And the sentiment comes from the Classic Mouse Happy Sentiments, and that's a Better Press plate. And that reads, "You are my happily ever after." And I plan to give this to my husband. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary in November. Okay, what do we have next? Next we have, here I don't have a lot of samples for the sets, except for one. This is the 3D felt decor release by Sandy MacGyver, and here I did some stitching on paper. Even though this is for 3D felt decor, I did the stitching on paper of the surfboard here, and then the girl and the embossed background are from the Spellbinders whole caboodle crate release for June 2026, and that is sold out, unfortunately. But I do want to mention the Spellbinders caboodle crate, or their club subscriptions, are so jam-packed with value, and maybe I'll do another video and show you how much you get for it. Is expensive, and I understand that some people can't afford the $130 it costs for the full caboodle kit, but you can order individual or subscribe to individual kits. There's a large die, a small die of the month, Better Press plate of the month, 3D embossing folder of the month, and a regular embossing folder of the month. What else? And then if you do the full caboodle, you always get extras like cardstock and extra die sets or other little treats. And they also include, for the Better Press of the month, it's the Better Press and foil of the month. So they include a roll of the foil for hot foiling. Anyways, let's get back to this release. So here's the surfboard, and it has the two components here for creating the surfboard, and it has the holes for stitching that, so you could do that on felt or on paper. And that's called surfboard. Here we have summer embellishments, and here we have the waves, the flamingo. Gosh, I wanted to call it a unicorn for some reason. The flowers, the little sun, the larger sun, the palm tree, sunglasses, flip-flops, fish, stars, mustache, a sand castle with a flag, and here's a picture of the gnome where they've used these elements to decorate the gnome's coat. And then finally in this release we have the palm tree, and here are the elements for the palm tree, and here's the completed palm tree. And if you go to the Spellbinders website and search 3D felt decor or Sandy MacGyver, and she has detailed how-to instructions on how to do the felt stitching and stuffing those elements for the 3D decor. Okay, next I'm going to need the paper again because we have more embossing folders. I have 2 embossing folders by Simon Hurley, and these are from the Timeless Treasures release. And let's see if we can get, I've got to take these out of the packages. It just doesn't work the same. I get too much of a glare from my lights. Here we have, I wonder if a black piece of paper would be better. Let me grab black. Just a second while I grab a black piece of cardstock, if I can get it out of the package. Okay, this is so much better. So you can see on this one, and this is called Flowing Florals. This is also a 5.5 by 8.5 inch embossing folder, so you can, you know, alternate your sizes from A2 to 5 by 7, or do the full, I think it's an A1 size if you do a full panel for the 5.5 by 8.5. And let me show you the samples of the cards that I did. I did 2 cards with that embossing folder, and I used really dark cardstock. I used Spellbinders color wheel cardstock, and I don't remember the colors. Sorry about that. But then I took a gold pigment ink pad, and I just swept that over the tops of those embossed panels and added a sentiment. So those were really easy to do and very impactful because of that gold on that black cardstock, or on that dark cardstock. It really pops. Now let me show you the second embossing folder. This one is called Rattan Cane, and it has just that rattan woven pattern. And I'll show you the 2 cards that are similar to the last 2. I used that dark cardstock with the gold over the embossed image, and then I added a fern leaf and a sentiment for those cards. Get that really impactful pop from that gold ink on that dark colored cardstock, and then the gold leaves and sentiment really make that pop also. So let me set those aside. And next we have, here we have the keepsake swans. And these are 2 swans that you can have them facing each other or facing away, and they both have bows, really giant fluffy bows that you can create for them. And here's the card that I created using that die set, and that's the keepsake swans, and that's from the Buttons and Keepsake release. And there's lots more that comes with that release. There's pattern paper and embellishments. There's paper embellishments. There's buttons and florals and all kinds of really beautiful embellishments that come with that. But for this card, I used the Hero Arts Cookout from the Coney Club release. I used the Cookout stencil, and I made this crisscross background that just gives me a grid, and I did that with yellow and pink just to match those bows. And I saved this so I can put that on the inside of my card. And the sentiments are from the Very Best Wishes. This is a Lisa Horton Crafts and Spellbinders collaboration. That's what I used for the sentiments. Next we have a Hero Arts release. And if you didn't know, Hero Arts was purchased by Spellbinders, I believe, more than a year ago. And that's why I'm doing Hero Arts releases in a Spellbinders video. Okay, so here we have the floral frame, and this is a layered stencil set. It comes with, oh, let me give you a secret word. The secret word is going to be black for the black cardstock. Let me just write that down. I keep forgetting to give secret words. Okay, so here's the card that I created with this layered floral stencil. I just used 1 color, and I did some light. No, I used 2 colors. I used aged mahogany and tattered rose distressing for my flowers. So I have a lighter center, not the very center. The very center is very dark, but I used in the kind of the middle area, I used the tattered rose, and then around the outside and in the very center, I used the aged mahogany. And then the green leaves that are popping out from behind them, I believe I used Twisted Citron and Mowed Lawn, and those are just Distress inks that I used. And the silly sentiment that I have here is from, this is the Snarky Mix and Match Messages by Hero Arts, and it says, "Stop whining, get well soon." And there's some more snarky sentiments that are in that stamp set. And let's see. Okay, this is another Hero Arts, and I did not create a card from it, but I did want to show you that I did some stamped example of using this organic shape stamp set, and I kind of tried to make it look like a flower cluster with the leaves poking out of the side, and that is for the Fresh Flowers release from Hero Arts. Okay, so that is all I have for the new releases. I'm going to share with you some more cards that I've been working on from previous releases. Okay, this one is so fun. This one is, I don't know the name of the release, but we have the Stay Saucy stamp set, and those are all sentiments. Pasta Friends, and these are all noodles, and it has a basil leaf, an olive, a fork, a mushroom. It has a different kind of pastas, and that's fun, and they all have faces and cheeks and smiles. And here I used the al dente embossing folder to create my background, and did some ink blending on that before I embossed it. And then I used the Ciao Bella sentiment that's from the stamp set. Let me read you a couple of the sentiments that are in this. It says, "Stay saucy, my friend. You're the Ravi best. Penny for your thoughts," as in penny pasta. Let's make penne the next secret word. P-E-N-N-E. And you're beautiful inside and out. Ciao Bella. Ti amo. Time to carb load and celebrate. Great friends, as in grating cheese, G-R-A-T-E. Friends finish each other's pasta. Take it slow like Sunday sauce. Grazy. More spaghetti, less upsetty. Hello. Mamma mia. Full of gratitude and possibly ricotta. Sending macaroni kisses. Best wishes. Thanks, farfalla, you do. Pasta la vista. With you, life's never plain pasta. For you, happy birthday. Stay strong and pasta on. So that's such a fun, cute release. And that was Al Dente, Pasta Friends, and Stay Saucy. And this one is so cute. I love this release. Okay, so let me spread these out, see if I can get them all on. Nope, that's not working, and I'm getting super glare. Okay, here's the card that I created. I'm still waiting for the stamp set for my sentiment to come in, but this hedgehog is so cute with his life preserver and his little trunks and his fishing rod. We have a canoe in the background and his paddle in his hand. And then we have, and the hedgehog is from the Woodland Trio, and there's 3 different critters that you can create with this die set. And then for his life preserver, his trunks and the canoe and the fishing rod and paddle. And you could also make it a girl and put a little swimsuit on her. That's from Splash Days. And the background is from Lakeside Memories. And this is a layered stencil set that creates this background. You have the sky with the clouds and the sun. You have the hills and the pine trees. The water with the glare from the sun. And then the beach and front. I love this because I love making outdoor scene cards. There's also in this release, it's called Trails End, and you have the sign with the little arrows going different ways, and it says the inlay that you can use is cabins, lake, trails, hello, summer, happy, B-day to you, and then you have the trees and the hammock. And then finally, for this release, there's the Trailside Trio, and you can create the skunk, the fox, or the raccoon. And that's it for that release. And let's say Trailside is going to be our next secret word. Trailside. T-R-A-I-L-S-I-D-E. And this one is so sweet, literally. Okay, so first I created this small card, and it's just a little bit smaller than an A2, and I used the scallop and stitched ovals to create this shape card. And then I didn't use this embossing folder on this card, but it is from this release. It's called Confection Companions. And let's see if we can get... I'm going to have to use my black cardstock to show you the embossing folder, all the goodies that are in there. We have the cookies, the hot mitt, the rolling pin, the wooden spoon, the measuring spoons, the mixer, the spatula, another spatula, the little piping bag for the frosting. Looks like there's flowers, cupcake, cookie jar, cookies. I think that's it, but lots going on in that really cute embossing folder. And what I did use from this release is the Made with Love. There's also die sets that have cookies in a cooling rack, mixer, cookie jar. I don't know the names of those die sets, but they are with this release, the Made with Love. and this is by Tina Smith and Spellbinders. And I used the Hot Mint and the Cupcake and Chocolate Chip Cookie and the Made with Love sentiment all come from this die set. And then there's also the Sugar Expressions stamp set that has all of the sentiments. I'll read you a few. Wishing you a great birthday. Just roll with it. You bake the world batter. Sorry for the mix-up. Better late than never. You're my batter half. You count, not calories. Nothing a little cookie dough can't cure. You batter, get well. Give me some sugar, and you stir are fabulous. Okay, I just have 2 more cards to share with you, and then we'll get to the giveaway, and I'll share with you all of the giveaway goodies. So we have Bewitched, and this is a cat in the Happy Halloween sentiment, and the cat has the witch's hat, and all of that comes in this stamp set called Bewitched. And here I just did an ink blended background with Distress Oxides, and this is my favorite Halloween background to create. Is I use Seedless Preserves, Chip Sapphire, Victorian Velvet, and Antique Linen, and then I did a black border around the outside. And finally we have North Pole Sentiments, and here we have the snowmen, and they have 2 different hats, and also the mittens and the scarf, and then you have your choice of the different words that you can use on your sign on your North Pole, and that is Happy Holidays, Santa's Workshop, Merry Christmas, North Pole, Let It Snow, and Toy Shop. And there is, to create this card, I just did a navy blue cardstock with some splatter in the background, and I did a little rolling hillside of snow. I'll be right back, and we will do I will share with you the 15.5 pounds of products that I'm giving away in this giveaway. And the giveaway ends, I forgot to mention, you have until July 14th at 11:59 p.m. to enter. Okay, starting with, whoopsie, the different pastes that I have. For my giveaway, I have Paper Glazed Glass in Sea Glass Coral. This is Picket Fence Studios. Paper Glazed Luxe in Slime Green. We have Stickles Glitter Gel in Starshine. Have Paper Glazed Glass in Sea Glass Green. We have Paper Glazed Luxe in Twinkle Lights Purple. We have Iridescent embossing powder. This gives like a purple iridescent color when you emboss. Then we have some full-size ink pads. Let me show you the colors. We have a white, and this is pigment ink, acid-free, called Imprints. We have the white, and this is called Hot Pink, Burgundy, Purple, Blue, Turquoise, Green, and this is Red, Gold, and Green. I don't know how you use these ink pads with these 3 different ink colors, but there they are. Okay, let me set these aside so I can bring out the next stuff. And all of this is included in the giveaway. Everything that I share with you from here on out is in the giveaway. Here is a Hero Arts Make It Monday bundling, coloring flowers, and it has 5 ink cubes in black, crimson, pale tomato, fresh peach, and green hills. It has embossing and watermark clear ink and clear embossing powder. It also has these stamp sets. There's the flowers in the vase and the sentiments. These suckers are sticking together. Okay, then we have the flowering cluster there. And another flower in a coffee cup or a teacup. Or several flowers, I should say. And this looks like I don't know, that's an iris or a lily. And sentiments. And then lots of sentiments and little flourishes. And that's all in that first kit. Zip this up. And like I said, this is 15.5 pounds of craft supplies. I'm giving away so much stuff. Okay, here we have Onyx, this is Onyx Black Pigment Ink, and the Daniel Smith watercolor sample, or sampler. Then we have stamp sets, and here we have butterflies, if I can get them apart. We have the butterflies and the sentiments. Here we have a pig, bear, and a rabbit doing like stuff with food and lots of sentiments. Here, this I believe was a coordination between Lawn Fawn and Hero Arts, and that has the rhinos and the little scene building things and the little birdies and lots of sentiments. And then we have the wild animals and the kitties, koalas, hummingbird, frog, looks like a leopard, horses, and giraffe, and then sentiments. And that's in the next kit. Put that back in there. And next we're going to do the stencils. And let's make stencil the next secret word. Let me grab all of the stencils. Okay, so we have some Picket Fence Studio stencils. Try to get it so it's not glaring. Sorry about that. That's like a kind of, what would you call that? A plaid pattern. And then we have the silhouettes. We have the tree, the moon in the corner, and the witch with the eagle. Here we have bats and kind of a moon shape. Here is a giraffe pattern stencil. Rainbow stencil with hearts. Here's kind of a quilted pattern. And stripes. And a polka dot pattern. And baby feet with polka dots. And a check pattern. Here we have an outdoor, I'm sorry you can't see these with the glare. Outdoor with the pine trees and the bears and the buck and or bucks and squirrels and foxes. Here we have a Simon Says Stamp stencil called Holy Stars stencil. Then we have Holiday Sprigs mask stencil. This is a layering poinsettia stencil. Here's a large chevron stencil. Those are all Simon Says Stamp. And then we have a rainbow splash stencil that is pencils. Here's a Spellbinders stencil. It's a Make-A-Wish, and if you can see that, it has the background and the words Make-A-Wish, and that comes, I believe, with a die. Yeah, it comes with a die for the sentiment for the Make-A-Wish. Here's another Simon Says Stamp stencil, and this is lily pads, clouds, and you can do waves for water. And then I would assume those are lilies. Okay, next is dies. Let's get rid of and let's make dies the next secret word. D-I-E-S, dies. Just writing that down. And like I mentioned before, I had 2 of these, so I'm going to give away the Poetic Foliage stencil. Here's the word Inspire by Simon Says Stamp. This says Home Sweet Home. And then I have 2 from Impression Obsession. It says Hello and Congrats. Then here we have a flowering branch and another flowering branch. Here's a past die of the month, the large die of the month, called Strawberry Patch from Spellbinders. And this is Be Bold Color Block Happy Birthday. It makes a large slimline card saying Happy Birthday. Here's a Hero Arts die that says Share Handmade Kindness. And some Simon Says Stamp. We have Big Hugs. And then Candy Cane Heart. And this is, what is your name? This makes a little card, Mini Window Greeting. And it makes this window card. Then we have a large alphabet die set. It's a Boy alphabet die set. It has this little wonky die set. So you can create your own custom sentiments. And then here's a smaller die set. It's called Baby Board and Letters. And it has the board, but you could also use the letters just to create your own custom sentiments on your cards. This is Dinosaur Set 1 die set. And see the 3 different dinosaurs that creates. We have Summer Sandcastle, and this is Echo Park, and that's the last several of them are Echo Park. We have Let It Snow, and it has a snowflake in the sentiment. We have Christmas Countdown, and it has the numbers. Winter Wishes. Delicate Flourishes. This is Gemini by Crafter's Companion. It's called Regal Rose, and it makes the 3D rose. Here we have Country Lane, and this is Perfect Peony. And here's one of my favorite die sets of all times by Spellbinders, and it's called Mini Blooms and Sprigs, and it has the little flowers and the leaves. Let's see here. Okay, here's a die set with lots of sentiments, and this is called Celebrate. And we have Congrats, Yay, Well Done, Party Time, Celebrate, Make a Wish. Then this is a stamp die and embossing folder set by Sizzix, and it is called, let me see, Door Wreath. And so you can make your winter door front. And here's the spritz, distress spritz I was telling you about earlier in the color Fire Brick, and see that beautiful red color that you, and you make sure to shake that up before you use it so it mixes that mica in there. Okay, so that's die sets. And next we have hot foil plates. Oh, I have another die set. This is a Stampin' die set. It is called Butterfly Wishes. That's by Crafter's Companion. Then these are hot foil plates. We have Botanical Crest, and it has a sentiment and the little flowering wreath there for hot foiling. And it also has dies. We have Folk Art Floral Medallion by Simon Says Stamp, Damask by Simon Says Stamp, and Mary by Simon Says Stamp. This says, You Are Going to Do Amazing Things, and this is by Everyday Sentiments. No, Couture Creations. Let's see, we got two here. And then Always and Forever. And then we have Rosie, and that just has the rose, and it's cut foil and embossed die. And that's it for the hot foil. Then I have a Stampin' die set. It's called Birthday Bash by LGRS Creative. Squeaky Voice, and this is Spellbinders House Mouse Designs. And Cheers, and this is Spellbinders House Mouse Designs. So these are stamps, by the way. And so let's make our next one. Next secret word is stamps, and that's number 7. We have, this one's really nice. It's got the sentiments and the silhouettes, the vines, the kind of, what would you call those? I don't know what you call those. They're not flowers, they're buds, kind of buds. And then the fairies, one is sitting and one is flying. And then we also have sentiments here, and then the silhouettes of the flowers, and then the little splotchy stamp. Have a Bow Bunny stamp, and this has the grungy kind of damask outline, or flourishy floral outline, and then the damask in the center, and yeah, the two different stamps. We have One Love, One Heart, and this is a Spellbinders. And perfect for Christmas in July, we have Christmas Magic Sentiments. We have Christmas Sending, No Peeking, Merry, Delivery, Joy, Noel, From Our Home to Yours, From Santa, Making Spirits Bright, From All of Us, Believe in the Magic, Christmas Wishes, To You and Yours, Snowflake Kisses, Cherish the Season, A Gift for You, and Holiday Cheer. Stamp set by Hero Arts, and this has the birds and the birdhouse, the holiday sentiments, and the holly and berries, and the mistletoe, bells, a snowflake. Let's see, another Hero Arts stamp set, and this has a flowery background and the sentiments. Here's an Echo Park stamp set that's birthday theme, birthday fun sentiments. Have Claudine Helmuth Studio, and these are different wonky little stamps. Have a stamp set by Sizzix, and it has the sentiments and the llamas. A sentiment, or a stamp set by Trinity Stamps, and this is called Simply Sentimental You. Have a background stamp by Simon Says Stamp, and this is called Geoleaf Background. I have Quick Sticks, and this has been used. This, I personally didn't like it, so I'm giving it away. And then a bone folder. And the Quick Sticks, you take the top off. I think it's supposed to twist off, but it's not twisting off. There we go. And then it has this little jelly stuff inside, and you kind of turn this. I think you're supposed to, it's supposed to push up. And it has the little kind of like a spatula or a scraper, and a pokey tool at the bottom. You can switch those out. But I don't know how you get the stuff to squeeze out. Thought you just twisted it, but it's not coming out. Huh. I'm not sure. Not sure how that works, but that's for picking up little embellishments. And so that's the first box. I have another box. I'll be right back and finish with the 15.5 pounds of giveaways that I'm doing. Okay, next we have embossing folders, and I've got 27 of them, so I'm just going to flip through them really quick, try to get the glare off them so you can see. This is from Ultimate Crafts, more Ultimate Crafts. And I'm just going to flip through these really quick, and let's make embossing folder the 8th secret word. Okay, I'm just writing that down. And then we have some Simon Says stamp. These are emboss and cut folders. And so you will need a die cutting machine in order to use the dies and the embossing folders. Here's one from Sizzix, and it has this geometric kind of 3D textured embossed deer, and it's called Dimensional Deer. This is one of my favorites. I accidentally bought 2 of these, Holiday Lights, and it has the Christmas lights, the strings of Christmas lights, all winding up. And then we have a bunch of Simon Says stamps. I'll flip these over so you can see the image. I don't know what that is on here. We've got a bunch of cardboard dust. Plentiful Poppies, Floral Wreath, Floral Festoon. Okay. I'm not familiar with that word. Refracted. Carnival Petals. Roseville Bouquet. And here's an Echo Park, and this has pineapples. And it's called Pineapple. Here's a Tailored Expressions, and this is called Kaleidoscope. And then we have a couple, this is a Doris, and this has different clouds. I don't know, that's an old one of mine that I'm getting rid of. I don't know the name of that one. We have Park Lane, and this is called Damask. Park Lane again, and this is called Connected Dots. Park Lane again, and this one doesn't have a name, but it has leafy branches, or viney branches. Here's Doris, and this is called Birds. Then I have a Pink and Main, and this is called Leaves, and this is a 6x6. Next we have paper. We have the Be Happy by Paper Rose, Christmas Flora, and this is Cartabella. Have Winnie the Pooh Christmas by Echo Park, Picture Perfect by Pink Fresh, and here is some. These are some 12x12s that I cut down to 6x6s. This is called Botanical Garden. Then I have a My Favorite Things called Positively Peppy. My Favorite Things, Creepy Confections. This is another 12x12 that I cut down. It is a Spring Assortment by Doodlebug. Another 12x12 I cut down, Butterfly Study by Craftsmith. And this is a 5.5 by 8.5 by TLC Designs called Creeping It Real. And that is it. That is everything that I'm giving away. 15.5 pounds of craft supplies. All I need you to do is, let me find my checklist here. Like the video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Subscribe to my email list. There's a link in the description box below. Complete the entry form and use all of the secret words that I've given you throughout the video. Thanks so much for watching. Also, there are links for all of the products that I shared with you from Spellbinders new releases in the description box below. When you use those links, they are affiliate links, and I receive a small percentage that is at no extra cost to you, but it helps me out, and it helps me be able to do these awesome giveaways all the time. And I thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.